So what's up, everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer, and we're here with another Mythic Legions review. This is from the Necronominus wave. Yes, I said it right. And this is the Turpiculi. This is the Bone Monster, and I have been very, very excited into trying this guy out. Not much to say. This is a big box, so that's why I don't have the backdrop on here. One thing, though, about the large box is you get the whole beautiful piece of art here, where you get to see all four of the Mythic Legion's horsemen on here. Poxus, Necronominus, Illithi, and whatever this demon guy is, I can never remember. This is absolutely very cool. I don't want to say this would be very. I think I should put this on the back of my screensaver right now. In fact, I might go do that right after I finish this intro. But yeah, the art is gorgeous. Everything else is standard. Let's talk toys. Okay. Now, a lot of things that we say in these as reviewers and things like that, dark horse, sleeper, whatever. No, this is not. The Four Horsemen, they knew what they were doing when they made this figure. And I can say with much conviction, what I am holding here is absolutely going to be in my top figures of the year list. This is a figure of the year contender, in my personal opinion. This is the type of figure, I'm going to say it now, guys, you're not into Four Horsemen stuff, you're not in the Mythic Legion stuff, you still might want to give this guy a feel, if you can find him. You know, I ordered a bunch of these when they were on pre-order from Hella Dope Toys, my boys, and you might still, I don't know if you can still find them on there, maybe Big Bad Toy Store, I hate to say eBay, or, you know, even some of the trade groups, but this is a figure I would regret not having in my collection, even if I wasn't collecting Four Horsemen. This thing, how can I put this? It just does everything you could want, and it works for many lines here. It's an army builder. Surprise, surprise, I do own two of them. It doesn't need to scale because it's a monster. I could see Doctor Strange fighting this. I could see Conan fighting this. I could see, hell, you know, Superman fighting this thing if you wanted to. I mean, just because it's an undead, six-armed thing. It doesn't have to be on Earth. This could be an alien skeleton monster for all we know. I mean, this could be in 40K for all we can know about. And it's absolutely awesome. Yeah. I'll break this guy down. I want to literally break this guy down for you guys in a second, and that you can just see kind of what you're getting into. This is going to be the weirdest review you have ever seen from me. Why? Because yes, I'm going to say this is the figure, and everything else is an accessory. That's right. Because everything is disassembled. You can take I mean, this, you know, one of the whole things about the whole Horseman figure, you know, the whole Mythic Legion things is the popping and swapping. You can take them out, plug them in. I've shown pictures of them and stuff. But there was ever a figure that utterly encompassed it, it's this figure. He's got 4 ports on his back, and of course the two sockets on here. You got your legs, and of course you got your neck, and then everything else I can put literally everywhere. He's got 2 heads. You saw he's got the horned head, which also has a working jaw. Beautifully painted, I must say. Beautifully painted. Try to bring some more light on here. I mean, you guys, it's just awe-inspiring. And then we have a non-horned head as well that also opens up. So, like I mentioned before, this guy's an army builder. I picked up 2. If I can find a third, I will. I would absolutely have this guy be the alpha pack leader and 2 of these on the side. Go ahead and open, pop this one on here. And it's just a basic ball joint, yeah. This is when things get fun, because I can put, well, I normally have these arms here in the as a normal skeleton. I could still put these arms on the back if I wanted to. I could plug them right there. He has these chicken wings. Now, I'm going to say this. This, of all the arms, is probably the most disappointing, because I really think they could have put some kind of joint here. Even if not a ball joint, I mean, like I said, we've got this little disc hinge here. They could have put one of those there, or even just some kind of pivot joint. I just think this should have been 3 pieces instead of 2. Anyway, I can plug that into here. Have those be like his arms. What makes it? Why is that cool? Because all of a sudden he's kind of like almost like a reaver. Get that into here. Come on, get in there. There we go. So all of a sudden he's got like scythe. He's winged. He's got scythe arms. Then he's got these oversized arms. I could plug that down here in his leg socket if I wanted to. You know, have it be almost like a spider-like creature. Like, that's the insanity you can do with this. And of course, I could just plug a leg into an arm socket. Utterly make this thing go anywhere I want. And that is the utter beauty and chaos of this figure. Now, when I got this guy, I saw The Amazing do this. I liked the idea also of putting the oversized arms in here. Make it almost kind of like a troll-like thing. Or even putting these arms on Cosmic Legion figures to make like an undead Cosmic Legion, which I thought was pretty neat. Or, just have the arms in different places just to add, again, a whole nother layer of chaos to this. Which, once again, that would work well for the whole 40k thing. I mean, it could be a creature, or it could just be something a necromancer came out to be, like, just a flailing being of arms spinning around, chopping and slicing and stuff. It is utterly insane, and it is so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna go pull this pile of bones together into something a little more decent so we can talk about this like an action figure. I lied. I just did that just to see if I could. Holy crap, this thing is a thing of nightmares. I love it. Oh god, I love it. Okay, really, I mean it this time. I'm going to make it to something normal. Alright, that looks a little closer to normal. I am still having fun with it. I didn't want to go straight to vanilla. So I put the long arms here. These are great, big, giant skeletons. We get 2 hand options. A holding hand, which is okay. It doesn't hold, like the fingers don't separate, so I couldn't put an axe into it. And we got a great gesturing hand. I mentioned before, we've got the 2 skulls and the working jaw. And the skeletons also have holding hands and gesturing hands. Then like I said before, we've got the wings here, which is probably my least favorite. Well, I do like how the tips extend. I would have liked if the whole thing could have extended. That's just me. He does have a tail, which is on bendy wire, which absolutely helps with stability. That just plugs right in his tailbone, just like the Wukong figure did a while ago. All their skeletons, single jointed knees. I love how the bones are done. There are no thigh swivels because they have no thighs. It makes perfect sense. Rudimentary posing, but unlike even a Hasbro Spider-Man, he can do the splits. Get back there. And it's just absolutely the thing of nightmares. Weapons, he comes with 2 of these awesome swords, which has a patina, I don't know if it's a blood mist on it or a rust patina. And they have the bone handle to them and a binding. And then he also has this other axe, which again is all chipped up, and again it's got the blood onto there. This is really well done. I was kind of hoping that this hand could hold it, but it slides in there but doesn't really hold it. And like I mentioned before, since the thumb doesn't separate here, I don't want to put that in there, and I don't want to cut that open. Articulation, he does have some ab crunch, and if you look inside, I know my camera can't pick it up, but there's almost like meat inside his rib cage, which is really cool. And it's just, yeah, like I said, this is like something Clive Barker would come up with. All right, it's that kind of nightmare inducing. even just stripped down, with no extra limbs, I just putting the extra long limbs on here, it just looks like this was some kind of skeleton creature. And that's where the fun in this figure is. There is no real mythos to this stuff. I mean, they sort of have one, but you could absolutely put this guy with your Savage Crucible stuff. You could put this with, like I said, anything. Can you imagine Wolverine fighting a whole bunch of these guys? On some kind of dead island that Mr. Sinister resurrected these things. I mean, that's the kind of universal fun this guy has. Finally, before I do that little final thoughts pose up here, I wanted to show this off. Look how deep these bends are right here in the shoulder. So even though it's just single jointed, they're going perfectly right in front of around his rib cage beautifully. And then the shoulders, the skeletons themselves, again, even though it's a single, the joint is deep enough that I can have his hands out there. So if I had a large enough sword, for example, I could easily have him two-handed grip that sword, which is absolutely awesome. God, I am just, if you haven't figured out yet, I'm having fun. Once again, this is just a banger of a figure, okay? I love literally everything about this. He comes with just the perfect accessory count, not enough to be overwhelming. It almost is overwhelming of what you can do with it, depending on your imagination, but even keeping it as just as a normal figure, sorry guys, even keeping it as a normal figure, it's great. Again, here's Condor. Like, you could have your 6-inch figure and this thing work out, because it's an undead creature from somewhere. So this is going to be fantastic for photography, and I really need to get back to photography now, because that's probably the biggest thing these Legions figures do, is want to get me back behind the digital camera. I love the fact he's an army builder aspect to it. There's just so many things we can use these parts for. It's just skeleton parts, so you just want to have this as an undead warrior and leave the 4 ports in the back. You could use these arms and such for other figures in the Legions. I really want to see how plugging one of these arms on a Tusk Trooper would look, to be honest, or putting one of these skulls on a Cosmic Legions. This is the kind of crazy things we can do. And that is why I'm having fun with this line. Easily, the Necronominus wave is a fantastic newbie-friendly wave to get into with Legions. And I am that newbie, and I am enjoying it. And I absolutely recommend this figure, because, again, this is an absolute figure of the year contender. But those are my thoughts. And are those really important? It's not like you spend all this time for that. We all want to hear your thoughts, and that's what the comment section is for down below. Are you guys enjoying these, by the way? I mean, I enjoyed this figure. But again, should I keep up the Legions reviews? Dig up more 6-inch figure reviews? Spoiler, I actually bought the last X-Men Marvel Legends wave, and I have zero regret on it. I'm enjoying it. So it's kind of scary. Leave those comments down below. If you're new here, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everyone who's helped push this thing to 600. We've got to get down to 700, then 8, then we're hitting that 1,000. Please join me every Thursday on the Figure Action Podcast, and occasionally on Figure Fight Club Tuesday nights. And always, most importantly, as always, until next time, take care. Peace.